Hi everybody, Cynthia here. I'm back to share my 13 haunted projects of Halloween. I'm on number 9. I know I'm a little bit behind, but I'm going to do my best to try to catch up. I would like to spend this entire weekend just getting caught up on crafting and filming ahead of time, just storing my videos so that if I get sick or something happens, I have them done and I don't get behind, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, today we are making a Frankly I Love Halloween card. Back when I made the mummy card, I had said to a bunch of you if you wanted to see how I make my Frankenstein cards to let me know, and I had a few of you request them. So this is my Frankie. Isn't he cute? I just love him. And I call him my Frankly I Love Halloween because that's what I write on the inside of my cards. And then boo to you, Cynthia. Okay, so there he is, all cute and adorable. Let's get started making him. The cardstock that I use and designer paper, like here I have for his bolts, I have glitter paper, and then his hair as well. I used this glitter stack from Recollections. It's really pretty. It has silver, gold, copper, brown, which is like a bronze, and black. And then I also used from the Craftsmith Hot Buy paper pads this green. And I love it because this middle green here I think is a perfect color for the Frankie cards. So that's what I used. And you're gonna need a piece that measures 11 by 4 1/4, and just line it up at the 11-inch mark and score at 5 1/2. And that's all the scoring we're gonna be doing. So you can put that away. This is, it's an A2 size card, but it's not really because the bolts make it, a lot bigger. I'll just put him right there because I think he's so cute. I'm using black soot from Ranger to ink up the edges of my card. Okay, so let's create the hair. Basically, you're going to need a piece that measures 4 1/4 long by 1 3/4 high. And then what I did was I went up about 1 inch. So you be the judge, how high you want to go here. And I created a line. And it just makes it easier when you go to cut your hair. You don't have to do this, but this is just something that I did. So I drew a line, and then I kind of drew my hair how I wanted it. So you basically draw W's if you really want to know, if you're not sure how to get that done. That's all I did, was draw different size, or you can draw different size mountains. Whatever works easiest for you. I drew skinny ones, short ones, wide ones. You could just hand cut this. You don't have to, draw it. Just makes it easier if you haven't done these before. Kind of use it as a guideline. And then I just started cutting on my lines and creating his bangs. And I didn't go past that line, that first line that I drew. think I made a lot more peaks and valleys this time than I did on the other card, but it'll look cute. Okay, so just pull those out and get rid of these pieces. Okay, and then when you turn it around, you have Frankenstein hair. So you don't want to put the hair on the part that opens, you want to put it on the part that stays closed up here. And just line it up. That's going to look really cute. So I'm just going to add some glue. Get that glued on. I love Frankenstein. You know, the only cards that I haven't tried is I saw it on Pinterest, and I think they do it with the top note dies, which I think I have a top note cut on my Cricut. I have to look, but they make vampire cards. I don't know if you guys have seen them. Might be somewhere on my Pinterest. I might have saved it in Halloween cards or my regular card area, I'm not sure. I'll post a link below to my Pinterest and you guys can check out what I'm talking about. But it's a vampire card and it's made from a top note. It's so cute. So I'd like to give one of those a try as well. Okay, so we have his hair done. Now we're going to need to work on his bolts and his eyes and his nose. So for the bolts, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just cut out 2 pieces for the sides and 2 pieces for the stems. I cut out 4. And the reason why I cut out 4 is because on the back of my card, I like them finished. I don't like that white paper sticking out. If I didn't finish them, it would look like this. It doesn't really matter. Nobody's really going to be checking out the back of your card. It's just something that I like to do. So that's up to you. But I've cut out 4 pieces that measure 1 inch by 3/4 inches. And then for the stems of the bolt, I cut out 4 pieces that measure 1 by 1/4 of an inch wide. And need my tweezers. I basically gonna add glue about halfway down on the stem here, and I'm gonna glue on my bolt. Now you could just do this. You don't have to add the back to it. You could just, you know, glue it on the back of your card and that would be fine. I just like, I don't know, I think it gave it more of a finished look doing it this way, so that's the way I'm going to do it. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to glue that on, and then I added glue to this stem here. And I put the other glitter piece, I line that up with that. And then this part here. And I'm just going to line it up there. Okay, just gives it more of a finished look. And I'm going to do the same thing to this bolt. I'm going to go halfway and add glue halfway on the stem, center it here, flip it around. I'm going to add adhesive to the entire stem here, and then take this one and line it up. And I'm going to add adhesive to this side. And just really, I pushed it down with my rag in case any glue leaked out. And then before I glued it on, I just took some of that black soot ink and I inked up the edges. And this part I added hot glue, so I added a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of the stem. And then on the back of my card is where I put his bolts. Back here. And push that down. And then I'll do the same thing to this side. I'm going to flip it over and kind of line it up. You know, looking at the other side, and then push it down. And then I do have one of these that I stamped. It says handmade by Cynthia. I'm just going to add that onto the back really quick so I don't forget. And I think I'll add the date. Okay, so that part's done. And I see that I have a little bit of hair, his hair sticking over the edge here. I'm going to trim that off. Obviously didn't line it up very well because I don't have my glasses on. Okay, so his bolts are done. Let's push this aside and work on his eyes and his nose. You're going to need 2 green circle pieces, one for his nose, one for his eyelids. And the eyelids I cut in half, set those aside, and then I'm making his nose right here just like I created his nose for the mummy card. I went in with my 1-inch circle punch. You guys can see I just cut out a little moon piece there, and then across from it lined it up, cut out a little moon piece there. And that's all I did, and I'm going to ink up his nose, the edges, and I'm going to ink up the edges of his eyelids. Okay, so that should be enough of the inking. I'm going to wipe my hands off because they are loaded with it. Okay, I have some foam pieces that I already cut that I'm going to flip these over and glue to the backs because I want the eyelids and the nose to be a little dimensional. Just kind of makes it pop, I think. Let me flip my nose over. And this I'm going to add hot glue. When I run out of foam tape, I just use foam that I bought from Michael's or AC Moore, and they come in like sheets like this, foam sheets that you can get in the craft department, and I just foam craft aisle, and I just cut them up into little pieces that I need, and I use hot glue. So that's how I make those. So let me push those aside real quick. Then you're going to need 2 1-inch circle pieces, and you're going to need 2 1/2-inch black circle pieces. So 2 from the white 1-inch and 2 from the 1/2-inch black. And let me just glue these on, and I kind of glue them a little more towards the bottom of the white cardstock. I don't glue them like directly in the center. I'm going to use my white Jelly Roll pen to kind of accent his eyes here. And I pretty much just made like a little half moon and a dot. Sorry, I had to bring that a little closer so I could see what I was doing. Okay, just a little dot and a half moon. Alright, and now we're ready to glue on his eyelids. Add a little hot glue here. And I'm kind of kind of off-center them. And let's do this one on this side. Sorry, I have some glue strings here, guys. Okay, those are his eyes. Whoop! Glue string pulled it right off. Okay, so let's place his eyes on here, kind of see where we want to put this. I'm going to stand up for this part so I can see a little better. I love when the eyes are a little closer together on the head. You guys can place them wherever you think they look good, but I kind of like that. So let me add a little bit of hot glue to this foam piece. And then we're going to draw his little mouth and kind of like stitched scars. Okay, let me get off the hot glue strings here. So now we have his eyes and his nose on. All we need to do is draw on his mouth. And I'm using this marker here. Hopefully it'll, can you guys see that? And this is the black, has a really nice fine tip. And basically I'm just gonna kind of make a loop and then swoop down in a big U and then back up. Create two crescents there, and then just play with the stitches and draw little lines all the way around the U shape we created for his mouth. Okay, so there's his smile. Then I'm going to kind of make a little S pattern here and an S pattern here, and I'm going to put some stitching, probably 3 little stitches in there. And that's it, guys. That is our Frankie card. And then on the inside, like I said, I write, "Frankly, I love Halloween," and I'll do the same over here using this art pen. I really do love Halloween. I think it's so fun to see everybody in costumes and, you know, hand out candy to little guys and just see their faces light up. And they love dressing up too. And I like going to Halloween parties, you know, costume parties and things like that. And just decorating, I just think it's so fun. Okay, now our cards are complete. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and have fun creating yours. Take care.